Hey everyone! Today we're creating a super cool liquid glass text effect in After Effects. Make sure you've hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Alright, first I'm creating a new shape layer. Inside that, I'm adding a rectangle and giving it a soft roundness. This will be the base of our liquid glass shape. You can adjust the size however you want. This is just the starting point. Now I'm adding two sliders and naming them X and Y. These sliders will control the size of the shape so we can animate it smoothly without touching the actual path every time. Next, I'm linking the rectangle size to those sliders. So now when I move the sliders, the shape reacts. Perfect for animation. Alright, let's animate the liquid glass movement. First, I'm selecting the shape layer and pressing P to open the position property. Now I'm going to add the first keyframe on the 10th frame. This is the actual resting position of the rectangle. Then I'll move the timeline back to frame 1 and I'm dragging the rectangle slightly downward to create that starting squash. Once I move it, After Effects automatically adds a new keyframe. I'm moving to frame 7 and here I'm adding keyframes for both sliders. X slider to around 60-70. This pulls the shape inward and makes it look like a liquid drop stretching upward. Next, I'm jumping to frame 15. Here, I'm expanding the shape outward to get that pop-up effect. So I'm increasing the X slider to around 740 and setting the Y slider to about 177. Now, I'm moving to the 2-second mark and adding keyframes for position and the sliders. Then, I move a few frames forward and adjust the sliders to make the shape fall into a drop form. And finally, I change the position keyframe to bring the shape all the way down. Now I'm adding the expression to position. Just click the stopwatch and paste it in. The full expression is in the description, so you can copy it from there. We're also adding expressions to both X and Y sliders. These are different from the position expression. Just click the stopwatch and paste them in. All the expressions are in the description. First, we're converting this layer into an adjustment layer. Just click this icon to switch it. Now, I'm adding a fastbox blur to this adjustment layer and setting the blur radius to around 8. Next, I'm adding a transform effect and increasing the scale to about 110. Now I'm adding a tint effect, mapping the black to a soft white and setting the tint amount to around 10%. Then I'm adding a noise effect, turning off Use Color Noise and setting the amount to around 3%. Now our basic glass shape is finished. Next, we're going to start building the actual glass effect. So now I'm just duplicating our main glass layer and I'll switch off the adjustment option for this copy. I'm renaming it to Glass Map and dragging it right below the main layer. I'm selecting both layers and pressing the U key twice. That way it shows all the properties. After that, I'm linking the rectangle size and the position of this glass map to the main layer. Whenever we animate anything, size or position, both layers move together. No need to add keyframes on every layer again. Next, I'm deleting all the effects from the glass map layer and changing the shape fill color to pure white. This layer is what we'll use as our displacement map. For displacement, we need dark edges, so I'm adding an inner glow. Now I'm changing the inner glow blend mode to normal, keeping the opacity at 100%, setting the color to black and increasing the size until we get a nice soft fall off around the border. Now I'm turning off the visibility of the glass map layer. Then I'm adding a displacement map effect to the main layer, setting the source to our glass map and changing both the horizontal and vertical displacement to luminance. Now I'm setting the horizontal displacement to around 65 and the vertical displacement to about 90 to get that smooth glass warping effect. Now I'm duplicating the glass map layer again, turning the visibility back on, deleting the layer style and removing the fill, adding a thin stroke, about 1 or 2 pixels, and then dragging this layer above the main layer. Then I'm pressing T to open the opacity and bringing it down to around 20 to 35%. This adds a really nice subtle border around the glass edge. Now I'm duplicating that layer again and renaming it to Edge Light, setting the fill color and removing the stroke. Pressing T to open the opacity and setting it back to 100%. Now I'm changing the fill color to black and adding a light sweep effect to this layer. Setting the light sweep width to around 1000 and bringing the sweep intensity down to 0. Now I'm pushing the edge intensity up to 100 and setting the edge thickness to about 3. Now we're adding an expression to the light sweep direction. So I'm clicking the stopwatch next to direction. And I'm typing in time multiplied by 50 to give it that slow rotating movement. Now I'm changing the blend mode to screen and dropping the opacity to around 50%. And instantly you can see it gives a really nice edge light effect. Next, I'm adding a chromatic aberration effect to our main layer. It really enhances the glass look and makes it feel a lot more realistic. You can download the plugin from the link in the description. Now I'm adding a simple text, just typing hello in the center. Next, I'm adding a fastbox blur and setting a keyframe on the blur radius. Then I'm adjusting the blur keyframe so the text appears right when our glass pops up. Now I'm adding a set matte effect to the text layer and choosing the main glass layer as the matte source. This makes the text show only inside the glass shape, so it feels like it's really behind the glass. And finally, I'm parenting the text layer to the main glass layer, so wherever the glass moves, the text follows perfectly. And that's it, we're finally done. Thank you so much for watching this video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can download the project file from the link in the description and I'll see you next time.